Hello, my name is Dennis, and I'd like to analyze the text Close to the Water's Edge by Clark Keegan. The text is from 2007. First of all, I'd like to give you a quick summary of the text. So the text is about a main character. He isn't given any name. The stepdad calls him Howard sometimes, but he isn't actually given a name. It's about this guy. He lives in Cambridge, away from his family. His family lives in Texas. He comes home to visit his family to celebrate his 21st birthday. And in the text, we get some flashbacks that shows us how his grandmother's life was, and his grandmother is called Mercy. And I'll talk a bit about her later as well. And I'd like to give you a characterization of the text. As I said, his stepdad calls. Now I'll give a characterization of the main character. As I said, he isn't given any name, but the stepdad calls him Howard, and he lives in a wealthy family. His stepdad is a real estate agent, and he owns a complex and lives in a big penthouse with an elevator and stuff. And the fact that he lives in Cambridge also or lives in the University of Cambridge also shows us that it is a wealthy family because it costs lots of money to live in Cambridge. He likes to go to the beach and watch other men, and by that we know that he doesn't like women because when at a time when they are at the restaurant with his family, the stepdad asks the main character, why don't you have any girl over? And then the mom she just tries to change the subject. Yeah. So by that we know that he's homosexual, and it's pretty obvious that he is homosexual if you read the text. And also, as I said, the stepdad, he's very rich. Like, he owns a complex and he's a real estate agent and stuff like that. And the mom, she tells his son that he only married this man because in the future if you do well, you may get all that he owns and stuff like that. She says that this could be all yours. And she also says that she only married him for the money, in different part in the text. And you can see it on her that she wears lots of jewelry, and you can see it on her when she wears a lot of jewelry. And the stepdad, he's also very arrogant and insensitive. The way that he talks to his stepson, he says he says, why don't you have any girls over and stuff like that. And he's a Republican, and he doesn't support the rights that it seems to his stepson seems to support, like the rights such as lesbians being in the coaching the volleyball teams, or the military has cures in, if there was cures in the army and stuff like that. He doesn't support such things. He's very traditional. He doesn't like homosexuals. And as I said, he doesn't like homosexuals. And if you and if you put it in perspective to our society today, you can see that he's a Republican, and he's very he's as the stepson, he's a millennium, and the stepdad, he's a what is it called, a baby boomer. And if you go all the way back to the grandma, there's also a story about the grandma that she would really like to go to the ocean, but she couldn't go because her husband didn't let her go. And then he lets her go, and he says, if you don't come back in I don't know what time, in a minute, in an hour, you can't come back home. And then she came back in an hour, and then she thought what if I didn't come back? He wouldn't let me get back home. She didn't her marriage. She didn't really like how it was going. She didn't enjoy her marriage at all. And then that's all the way back before baby boomers. And then you go to the baby boomers, which is the stepson's mom, and she's also in an unhappy marriage because she only married him her, like she only married this guy for the money. And then we have the new generation, the millenniums, like the stepson. He's he can be like anything he wants to. Like it's not about like having money to support your family and stuff like that. Now it's like what your own issues. That's how the society have developed. Like before, you were just marrying like your husband because you like he could support you, he could give you money, food for your family and stuff like that. Now it's all about like the post-materialistic things such as love or like all these issues that seems to be in this postmodern society. And like his grandma, the main character's grandma, when she went to the ocean, and like when she went to the ocean, she was very limited. Like she was in a box. She couldn't do whatever she wanted to. She didn't have as many opportunities as her grandson has now. And like that, if you see the ocean as the world, like she was very limited. She couldn't do all she wanted to because back then it was very like you could do whatever you needed to do. Like you couldn't do more than you needed to have and do and such. But nowadays, in the postmodern society, as the main character lives in, you have all the opportunities you need. And when he goes to the water and he swims out to the water, the water overwhelms him, as the world also can be very overwhelming. Like you think that you can do everything, but you can actually not. You think you have lots of space, but you don't really have as much space as you do have the space, but this space you have, it can be very overwhelming. And that's like what the author shows us by using these two examples in the text. And the society, it's lots of these post-materialistic problems that we see throughout the text, such as homosexuality, love, the free world, individualism and stuff like that. Like he don't want to be like his mom. He don't want to like he doesn't want to live this traditional society like what they did. But like his mom did the exact same thing as his grandma did. But it's the habitus, as Pierre Bourdieu says. Like he didn't want the exact same thing to happen for him, like being in an unhappy marriage. Yeah, and another topic that Claire Keegan also shows in the text is that she mentions like the black people, the Mexican people and such, but like they are very lowercase in the society. Like they are either a waiter or both of them were actual waiters. Like they didn't have the same wealth as the white people. She also talks about the black pelicans. She says that they are prehistorical and they have like what is it called? Scooping their prey with the huge bills. That's also what like the rich people do nowadays. They just like scooping their prey with the huge bills as well. And another thing that is very interesting as well in the story is that Claire mentions the stepdad by calling him a millionaire lots of times. Like it's kind of the ethos appeal, form of appeal, because she uses it so we feel like, okay, this is a bad person. He's very like insensitive and he's very insensitive and he's just a rich millionaire and he doesn't care about anybody else but himself. And he uses like his wife as a trophy, like as if she is a trophy. And also she doesn't mention the name of the main character at all. She just calls him he, him, or his. Like she uses prepositions instead of his actual name all the way through the text. Yeah, and that was what I had to say about this text. Thank you for listening.